They are mostly young and angry, defending China's reputation against what they see as the demonizing of their country by the West. The appeal to national honour began on the internet last month over claims that international reporting, which few Chinese are actually allowed to see, was biased over the Tibetan riots. CNN and the French supermarket chain Carrefour became the focus for much of the rage. France for the anti-Chinese protests in Paris, and the government's hints of a possible boycott of the opening ceremony of the Beijing Games. Some Chinese bloggers threatened violence, others called for mass action. We must boycott Carrefour, says this relatively moderate site, until the French give up their stupid ideas, until they bow their head. One Hong Kong-based academic says the stakes for China are plainly high.
Why the Olympic Games in Beijing are so important for the Chinese. For some Chinese, they will tell you it's the most important event since 1949, since the creation of the People's Republic of China. I think they're investing a lot in that event because they think it's one of the first occasions for China to be among the big nations.
The current Chinese leadership has dealt with patriotic protests before. 3 years ago, a spat with Japan saw increasingly violent anti-Japanese riots bloom across Chinese cities. After a few days, the point made, Beijing clamped down. That may be the stage we're at now, with increasing signs that Beijing is keen to rein in the anger. There have been recent government reminders that protesters should act legally and rationally. With less than 4 months to go now before the Olympics party, any serious anti-Western violence could do China far more harm than good. A Foreign Ministry spokeswoman says she finds the patriotism of the protesters touching, but hinted it has its limits. When asked whether the online sentiment against certain Western nations would affect attendance at the Games, she said,
"We will certainly adopt an open and warm posture to welcome people from all over the world for the Olympics. I think the Chinese people will show everyone a good spirit."
One Chinese blogger has already launched a forum calling for people not to boycott the French Carrefour chain, arguing it sells Chinese goods and has nothing to do with Tibetan activists. The posts on the site disagree, however, by more than 6 to 1. Hugh Riminton, CNN, Hong Kong.